Hello guys, welcome to the channel. This is Contours Farms LLC, and today is day 6 in the brooder house. In the background you can hear the chicks. They are eating, they are drinking, and they're making noise. So today is day 6 in the brooder house, and I want us to talk about the fundamentals. Today we're going to talk about the basics. What are those elements, the things that you can't do without before starting a poultry business? I don't want to call it a poultry farm because a poultry farm entails so many details, and I do believe for it to be called a farm, you need a certain amount of birds in there, and then the kind of structures that you need to have in place for it to be called a farm is quite enormous. And it requires like a capital intensive approach for it to be called a farm. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to be using the word business, a poultry business. So what are those things that you must have in place for you to start a poultry business? Why am I using the word business? It's because a business can be something small. You can start small before it turns into a farm. So for that case, we're using the word business so much because a business, you can start with 10 chicks or chickens. You can make it 20, 50, 100, 200 or whatever. So I believe for it to be called a farm, you need to have about maybe 500 because that's really scalable. You can scale that one up and goes into a bigger number. So what do we need for you to start a poultry business? Guys, you don't have to start big. Number one, you must have a structure. I'm not using the word house because a house sounds so big and fancy and all that. Chickens don't care how good looking the house is. They only need a structure, something that protects them from the harsh weather conditions, something that makes them comfortable. Now, as that structure, what must that structure have? You must have good ventilation in that structure. The structure must have litter, dry, disinfected litter. The litter can be dry wood shavings. I've seen somewhere in Kenya, someone is using dry grass. It can be used as a litter for the comfort of the birds. Because trust me, you're not going to put these birds on a concrete cement with no litter. That would be harsh. At night, the concrete cement gets very cold, and that will be a disservice to the birds. So the structure must be there with proper ventilation, with litter inside, dry, disinfected litter, maybe wood shavings or grass, whatever it is, coffee husk, whatever it is. It's all litter. Number two, what must you have? Number two, you must have feeders. Feeders are the things that you're going to use for giving these birds feed. You're going to serve them their feed inside the feeders. You can improvise the feeders. Trust me, improvise it. You don't have enough money to buy those commercial ones, those fancy feeders. Improvise it. Get a cardboard. Make it round. You make it a square. Tape it with a sellotape or anything. Just fix it and start. Something that the birds, the chicks can feed on. In my case here, I'm using for the day-old chicks that I brought about 5 days ago. I'm using the egg trays, the cardboard one. No, I'm not using the plastic trays. I'm using the cardboard one, the one made out of cardboard. So the egg trays, perfect. Can put the feeds, and they are good to go, and they love it. In a short while, I'll be showing you how these chicks are doing, and they love it. They're feeding from the egg trays. Number three, you must have drinkers. Drinkers for their water, clean, fresh water, no compromise. They drink a lot, so water must be in the brooder house 24/7. You can compromise on food. or aka feeds. They can stay without feeds for quite some time, but these birds cannot stay without fresh, clean drinking water. If you starve them with drinking water, the next moment you bring it in, you see how they're going to crowd. They're going to run. That means they're very thirsty, so they drink a lot. So you need feeders. The next thing you need is a heat source in the brooder house. You need a heat source because these birds come from the hatchery. When they're young, they're fragile, they don't have the temperature regulation system fully developed. That means they don't have the wings. I mean, not the wings, the feathers. The feathers are not developed to control their body temperatures. So that means you have to provide the heat source to be their temperature control. Okay, and you can't do without that. If you don't have that, don't try. You're going to bring in these day-old chicks, and you're going to wake up when they're all dead. Because in the brooder house, much as the ventilation is there at night, you must avoid the drafts. What are drafts? Drafts are those hot, the cold spots in the brooder house that brings in cold air from outside, and that affects your bodies. The next thing you need, before the next item, what are those heat heat sources we're talking about? Now, there are many types. You can use the brooder pots that I'm going to show you. You can use the UV lights, the electric lamps. They are there. It's sort of a UV light that gives heat, and you can use the brooder. How do you call it? I talked the brooder pot, the brooder lamp, and then what? Something you can improvise. Just make sure these birds are warm, okay? And you need good quality feeds, very good quality feeds. You can't compromise on it. Give the birds moldy, unbalanced feeds, and they will stunt. They won't grow. You're going to lose money. You're going to spend a lot of feeds trying to feed them when they're not putting on weight. So you can't compromise on that. So those are the basics. Oh, before I forget, the other thing you need, if you're going to use the brooder pots, then you need charcoal. Maybe a bag of charcoal is enough to pick them from week 1 up to the 4th week. You know, some people raise these chicks from day 1 up to 4 weeks, and then they sell it off after the vaccinations are done. The vaccinations and the deworming and all those things are properly done. Then they are sent to the local environment outside there. They are sold to people that want to rear them from 1 month onwards. All right. So guys, the next thing you need is a disinfectant. You can't compromise on that because you can't come into the brooder house when you're from the outside environment. We don't know what you have stepped on. You're going to carry these viruses, these bacteria from wherever you stepped on, from the local chicken dung, chicken poop outside there, and then you're going to step inside the brooder house without dirty shoes, and you're going to bring that infection inside right there, and your birds are going to get sick, and they're all going to die. Because if they die, you lose money, and you're going to start blaming poultry and say poultry farming is risky. Yeah, because there are conditions that you must follow for them to be okay. So disinfectant, very important. You know, when you step in the brooder house, these chicks are very, very curious. They're trying to learn things here. They are new. They are learning. So you step in and they are pecking you all over. They're pecking your shoes. They're pecking your toes. So in the process of pecking you, what are they picking? They're going to pick those infections from your shoes, from your feet, from your trouser. So you need a gumboot, actually, something that protects your feet. So before you enter the brooder house, you must step in the disinfectant to disinfect the feet, the shoes, the gumboot, or anything, and then you enter in and they are safe. All right. So guys, those are the basics. there are bigger things like land and all that. So I talked about the structure. Like for my case here, I'm actually renting. This brooder house is a kitchen. It's a former kitchen, like a village kitchen, you know. And here I am, and the birds are loving it. Listen, the birds don't care about how beautiful the structure is. No, they just want something comfortable for them. Something comfortable, something perfect for their conditions, and they're good. Now, for now, we stop there. Before we go, let me show you how the boys are doing. They're great. They're great. They're feeding. They love it. And here we go. Hey guys, the world is watching you. Look at this one. Hey, I don't want issues. Don't fight. Don't fight. All right. Others are there. Others are resting. You can see they are put on wings. Others are resting there. Others are scratching around, trying to do a bath, I guess. Others are feeding. Others are just chilling, you know, like those ones at the door. They are loving it. So, guys, you can see my feeders. Like, they are trays. These are just trays. And they're like about 6, 7, 8 inside there. And we are good to go. So, hey, I don't want issues. So you can see the guys is here. He has gained weight right here. You know, guys doing good. So right here, I think here right now I don't have a weighing scale, but I can tell if they are put on weight, and they love it really. So that's it, guys. For now, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share. And see you next time. Bye bye for now. I will be briefing you all on the progress of how these boys are doing. See you next time. Until then, bye bye.